Hi, welcome to this edition of Connections. I'm Christine Else with the Community Foundation, and as you know, we love to help you know more about our Greater Des Moines nonprofit sector, and very excited to be here today at the Iowa Center for Economic Success with Megan Milligan, its president and CEO. And Megan, we're just excited to help our community know more about the great work that you do here at the Iowa Center. Can you tell us more about its history and who you serve and what you do here?
Sure. Thanks, Christy. Thanks for having me here today. So the Iowa Center helps people empower future financial stability through business ownership.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 direct lines of service. We do credit and lending, which involves our CDFI, so small business loans and credit counseling. We also have our business coaching, which includes classes and one-on-one coaching about the fundamentals of running a small business. And then finally, we do tax services. So we run the free income tax program for the state of Iowa, otherwise known as VITA. And then we also do small business taxes.
Boy, that's great. Hugely needed. And one of the core programs that you have, I think, reaches women in particular. This is Women's History Month, and we wanted to lift up an organization that really helps empower women. And these are women who want to get into business ownership. Is that right?
That is right. So the Iowa Center hosts the state's only women's business center. It's partially funded by the SBA and then lifted up also by the rest of the community. We empower women who want to start small businesses. Often they are people that are either re-entering the workforce or have found that other challenges of being a mother or a woman today have prevented them from being able to truly take off with their business idea.
What are some of your favorite things that the Iowa Center has had success in, things that really light you up?
Well, my favorite things are obviously those clients that come through that use all 3 branches of our service. Mm-hmm. So everybody that starts at the Iowa Center begins with our triage coordinator. So you might think, oh, if I just had that $50,000, my business could take off. But instead, we sit down with you and we learn all about where your business is at and where we think you could head. We might learn you don't have to take on that burden of $50,000 in debt. Instead, you can just scale up in a different way. Mm-hmm. So we had a client recently that came to us and to get her taxes done. And very nervous, hadn't done her taxes in several years, got up the guts to come through our door. And also just in the background had this idea for a small business. She had been renting a chair in a salon, wanted to have her own salon, but was prevented to do so because of the debt she was carrying and the lack of income tax filing. Anyway, she came into us. We were able to do 7 years of taxes, and she was able to pay off her debt and get a tax return. And now she's working with our business coaching team and our lending team to be able to open up her own salon.
I love that story.
Yeah.
Those are real success stories. That has to feel good to be having that kind of impact every day. So you are a rock star woman leader in our community. What advice would you give women who are either wanting to start a business as you see them come in or get into a leadership position or within their organization or their company? What have you learned along the way?
Well, I think one of the most important things is to be where you are. I mean, as women and as entrepreneurs, we're always thinking about what's next. You know, I want to open a shop that eventually has 3 places, or I want to be the CEO or leader of a company. And then we start to worry about all the things that could prevent that. Mm-hmm. Oh, but I also want to be a mother, or I also want to continue to play intramural volleyball, or I want to travel on the weekends. How can I do those things? And we start to put those barriers up of what we can't do to achieve those dreams. But instead, if you be where you are and focus on the energy that's required to do that, when we're younger, we quite often have more time to work those extra hours. We often have more time to give those weekend jobs some attention. And if you focus on that while you're young, it will move you to a point where when you're more like our age, you actually have some flexibility or some options with your leadership career. I mean, there's plenty of times I pick up my kids from school. So if I had listened to my younger self, I would have thought, oh man, I can't be a CEO because I also want to do this at 3:00 or this on 4:00 on a Saturday, and I would have slowed myself down. So instead, I poured all my time into my younger career so that I could have time to have more options as I got older.
That's good advice. Thank you. Yeah. Well, thanks, Megan. Thanks for being here today and for the work of the Iowa Center. It definitely is a great example of how this community is better together and helping others grow along the way.